Good morning. This is Renee Randall from Randall Farm. Yesterday, my husband David and I made grape juice from our muscadine grapes that we grow out on our farm. And so today, with that juice, I'm going to go ahead and make some muscadine jelly. This is what the juice looked like from yesterday. Beautiful. Now, I know that sometimes y'all have these wonderful recipes that you do by hand and pass down from generation to generation. And I did do that until I discovered a handy dandy contraption, and I'm using that today. Well, what that is it is a ball jam and jelly maker. It's automatic, it's electric. It does make 4 to 5 half pints each time, so you do have to make multiple if you've got a lot of jars like I do, and I'm still cooking. So but it's fun, it's relaxing, and I'm going to show you a little bit on how to start it up. The machine is pretty simple. You know, you plug it in. It's got an option for jam or jelly. So if you wanted to make blueberry or blackberry jam, you just do different things. And it comes with an instruction manual. Well, my machine is pretty much ready to go, so I'm going to show you what I do to start off. I go ahead and take the top off, and then I put the little spinner in here, and it just drops down like this. And you just kind of make sure it's in there like that. Now, to make jelly, what the recipe calls for is it does call for 4 tablespoons of pectin. And I don't like the box pectin, so there's 1. This is what I use right here. And 2. I use 3, and then I do 4, and make sure that they're level, because jelly takes a little bit more stuff in order to, become solid. And then it calls for a 1/2 a teaspoon of margarine, which I have kind of softened up, and I just tap it in there. That helps keep it from foaming too much at the top. Then I come over and get my beautiful muscadine grape juice, and I just pour that in. Looks good. Then I go down here and I push, I gotta plug it in first. You always unplug it and let it cool down. So there we go. And it's flashing. So I'm going to pick jelly and enter, and it starts spinning around. And when the machine is actually going to tell you when to add the sugar, it'll beep 4 times, and there will be a 4 that comes in the display just for a second. And then I have my 3 cups of sugar ready to pour in. And it's cool because they do have low sugar recipes and they have regular sugar recipes. Low sugar, traditional, and reduced sugar, excuse me, I'm sorry. And so when it's ready, I do use 3 cups of juice. That's what it calls for. And it says you can use grape juice from the store, but I like, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to make it from what we grow here on the farm. We try to be as self-sufficient as we can. So as it's spinning around, we're going to wait because it's heating up and it's getting the juice hot, because it does have to come to a high temperature in order for the pectin and the sugar and the margarine and the juice all to gel together. And so, when it gets down to about 21, it'll beep at me 4 times, and then I just pick up the sugar, and I'll show you how to do that. It just kind of pours in, and then you'll put the top on, and then it just does its thing. And then it'll beep when it's ready. You cancel it, unplug it, and then you pull the little center thing out, and I already have soapy water all ready to go. Put it in there, and that makes it easier to go ahead and ladle out the juice into the jars, and then you will go ahead and water bath can the jelly. Neat little trick. I water bath can my jelly for 10 minutes, And when the timer goes off at 10 minutes, I turn the burner off of the water bath canner, take the lid off, and I set the timer for 5 more minutes. And then when that goes off, I take the jars off and they pop immediately. So that extra 5 minutes in there just helps it along, and it's some, you know, as soon as I set it down on the counter, it usually pops, so I don't have to worry about that. And then I go ahead and take off the top part here from the base, which is right here. It just kind of lifts off, and then I wash it in soapy water with the smooth end of a sponge, not the abrasive edge, because it keeps the non-stick coating, you know, from around here on there. And then I dry it all off, I put it back on, and by that time the base is cooled down, and I can go ahead and start all over again. 4 tablespoons of pectin, and a half a teaspoon of margarine, not butter, margarine, and then my 3 cups of juice. And when I make jam, it's just a little bit different process. And I've been canning now for a while this morning, and once I show you how to pour the sugar in and put the top on, I'll show you how many that I've done so far this morning, and I probably have about 12 to 16 more jars that I should be able to make of jam, of jelly, excuse me, with the juice that I have left. And I just, sometimes I'll just sit here and watch this, and I've got stuff in the water bath canner right now that have just started boiling, so my timer is on for that, and getting this ready, and it's like a little assembly line, and it's going to be beeping here pretty quick. I'll show you what it looks like when it does that. And I just love this thing. I actually bought another one when they were on sale at the end of season, so I have 2. I mean, I've been using this one. See, 4 beeps, and then I go ahead and pour